Hi guys, it's Allie with Chaos Monkey, and I am gonna try to just share. I've been doing so many unboxings and haven't had a chance to actually just share what I'm working on. So finally, I'm gonna try to do that, and hopefully my filming cooperates. So I have a limited table room, so sorry if I kind of have to move stuff around. But if we start with finishes, let's see. Ooh, okay. I finished my Halloween socks. So I think I showed working on these in probably September, October. And then I finished them and never got to show a finished video. So these were in knit 2 at a time, toe up. They've already been washed and blocked, but they've been folded, kind of waiting in a drawer to show you, so they're wrinkled. But I do the Judy's Magic cast on for the toe up here, and then just do a fish lips kiss. Oh, I lie on this pair I did an afterthought heel. So because I didn't want to mess up my striping on the front, I just did an afterthought heel. So this one's an afterthought heel. I made the cuff as long as possible. I increased a little bit as I went higher up the calf, and then I did the 2x2 rib with a Russian bind off, which is just a stretchier bind off to get it over your foot. And I think that's it. I think nothing fancy, just, you know, I just wanted to show off the stripes, and of course it's the contrast color because this particular dyer does a main skein in a stripe, and then she gives you a mini skein in the contrast color. So I used it only for the heels and a cuff. You could probably have also done the toe, but I just started the toe on the black. Oh, my indiwoven popped through, so I have to pull that back in. But there you go. There's the Halloween socks. These were for me. I'm probably going to put them away and wear them next year. Just put them in my sock drawer. So that's a finish you guys probably didn't get to see. Also, I finished my Wonder Woman socks, which I also believe I showed I was starting to make. But in case you guys didn't know, I started working full-time plus overtime, plus I have a chronic illness, and so it's harder for me to film and fit that in along with everything else, so everything's trying to get caught up on my projects. And so this is also finished. Oh geez, I'm not even telling you, look how rusty I am. Anyway, this yarn was from the Cozy Knitter on her Bliss base, and it was in the colorway Haunted, which I don't honestly think, I'm gonna have to lower this, I can't see. I don't think she's making this one anymore. I could be wrong. She could totally be making it, but I think when I kind of looked on her site just to make sure she was still dyeing, because I bought this yarn 2 or 3 years ago, she had other Halloween colors, but not quite this one. So you may not be able to find Haunted, but you know, she would have had other colors, and she also has Christmas and all that stuff. So again, the Cozy Knitter, and that is what the Halloween socks were made out of. And then I don't have the label for the Wonder Woman socks, but it was Turtle Pearl, and you can find her on Etsy, and it's just Turtle Pearl, I think yarns, or Turtle Pearl. And I believe she's Canadian, and all I did was do the Judy's Magic cast on, 2 at a time, toe up. This one was a fish lips kiss heel, so as you can see the stripes match, all the way up to the cuff, and then I just did a 2x2 rib and finished up the cuff. So I finished those, and I may not have been able to show the finish for these. I can't remember if I showed these or not. I think I did. I really do. And this was just, I think, some leftovers out of some opal. So I just made some shorty socks. Same thing, Judy's Magic cast on, fish lips kiss heel, and then just a 2x2 cuff. Again, I don't have a label for that, especially if it was leftovers. And then these, I don't think I ever got to show the complete finish. These were 2 at a time, toe up, and fish lips kiss heel, and then just I made the cuff a little longer to use up all of that color. This was actually in Perfect Pear, which again I don't have the label, but it's like this, Perfect from Arnie and Carlos, but it's in a different colorway than this label. And I did it toe up. I had to wind the balls a certain way to work them toe up, and then I had to adjust it so that it worked. Because the Perfect is 2 balls of yarn that they deliberately designed to work top down, and it will automatically do all the striping and all the design for you. Like if you did it top down, you would just knit from here down till this color change, then you would go into your regular sock, then you would get to your heel, but I did it the other way, toe up, so I had to make some adjustments. So those are finished, and these were made for a friend. These are actually in size 11, so they're pretty big. So you could see the 11s versus my 8.5s. So those are, I wanted to make sure I showed them actually finished before I sent them off in the mail. Oh, by the way, this is all knitting. I do have a crochet item at the end, so then I'm making, oh, hold on, socks in progress, socks in progress. I do have Perfect in progress. So this one I'm making, this time I'm making this colorway in the Perfect by Arnie and Carlos. And again, it's designed to do top down, but I wind the balls and wind them from the outside so I can do toe up. And believe it or not, I'm doing only 1 at a time toe up. I actually cast it on for 2 at a time and messed up on one of the cast-ons. I ended up knitting the tail, and to rip it out was more trouble than it was worth, so I just decided to do 1 at a time. So I'm working on the toe to here, and I just got done with the heel. Again, fish lips kiss heel. And now I'm going to hit the striping, but because I'm doing it differently, the way they have it lined up is to do from top down, and so there's a lot of extra brown at the end. I'm doing toe up, so what I have to do is cut the yarn here to start the striping. So you can see how much extra tan I have. I'm almost ready to just do the striping, so I'm going to have to pull it out till I get to this blue and then start. And then I can finish the cuff all the way up. So just have to make some adjustments. So I am doing a pair of socks. Well, I will do a pair of socks. I'm just doing 1 at a time. And I usually use size 0 needles, magic loop. But like I said, usually 2 at a time, but this is 1 at a time on a 40-inch cable, and these are Haya, if you're curious about the needles. So we got that going, and then I've got back to the Find Your Fade. I'm knitting the Find Your Fade from Andrea Mowry. It's a very, very, very large shawl. So I'm using 4 skeins of yarn instead of 7, so you can see the patterns change. It starts at a very narrow point, you increase, and you kind of fade one color into the next as you go, and I think I'm about halfway. So I'm getting to the point where almost my increases are stopping, and then you work straight for a while, and then you decrease, and you get a point on the other end, and you repeat the colors. I think if you do 7 colors, you don't repeat, but I'm doing 4, so I'm repeating them out. Here, if I can show you without it blowing out, but there's the pattern. So, if you want to see just the picture of it wrapped, it's a very large, what? Oh, hold on, I'm trying to see if I can remember where. This kind of shows you how big it is on an average size person. That's Andrea. So it's an Andrea Mowry pattern. So I had some skeins I wanted to use, and the colors I'm using are, let's see, it's in Stroll Fingering. It is obviously a fingering weight, 462 yards each. And I believe the blue is, what was the blue? Frozen. So the blue was Frozen. And then I went into this color, and I believe that was Yeti into here. And then the Yeti went into this darker color, which is Walrus, and then the Walrus went into this color, which is Pearlescent. So I tried to keep all my labels so I can remember. So I think I still have 2 balls attached, so I'm trying not to get everything tangled. But these are the 4, if you kind of want to just see the yarns together. that I'm doing, and I'm trying to use up as much of the skeins as possible in my repeats. So I had to calculate some stuff. So whew, I'm kind of not working on that at the moment, but that was my last big project I was working. And then I have a sweater. This sweater is for me. Oh, watch out for my needle keepers. This is a cabled sweater with moss stitch. And so, let me see if I can pull that one up for you. This pattern is this one. And let me get, you don't see my scribbles on there, but this is Julie's sweater. It's a Knit Picks pattern. And this is what it looks like. If you can see it, it might be blown out. But anyway, it's a very dark sweater, but it has the ninja sleeves, the cuffs that fold up, and has the thumb hole. It has a like turtleneck fold down. And then so it's a pretty good size sweater. Hope you guys can see that. So that one's for me, and it's made out of, it's more Knit Picks. Hold on. Wool of the Andes, Knit Picks. It's not in Pampas Heather. That's my other sweater. I can't remember. Where's my tag? Alright. Anyway, this is in a dark gray, and I can't remember the name. If I find the tag, I will throw it up there. But anyway, I got a few inches in. This one has a lot of shaping. There's waist shaping. And so you got to keep track of that, plus your moss stitch, and it's from bottom up, obviously. And so, I don't know, this one's kind of on the back burner, so I don't know when I'm going to finish that. It is Christmas time, so we're doing a lot of Christmas projects for everybody, so kind of going on the back burner. Oh, here it is. Nope, it's also, that's the same label. Okay. And I have another sweater, and this one is actually for my youngest. Let me pull this one up. And this one is, if I can pull it up, this one's also from Andrea Mowry, and this is the Weekender. So it's supposed to have a lot of positive ease. It's a very large sweater, and so I'm making this for my youngest out of Wool of the Andes, again in Pampas Heather is this color, which is like a green. Duh, I actually have it on the ball on this one. But I am about 12 or 13 inches in. And you actually knit this one inside out, so if you turn it right side out, this is actually the right side. Because you have reverse stockinette and then this nice embellishment on the front and the back. And you basically knit it up, you do the tubular cast on for the ribbing, and you knit it up, and then you divide it for the front and back, and then you work all this fancy stuff for the shoulders, and then you sew it together with a 3-needle bind off, and then you add the sleeves. You pick up stitches and do the sleeves. So I'm trying to get this done before Christmas, but I don't know if it's going to happen. I'm trying, but it's probably going to be sent to her after Christmas, which is fine because I'm sending her something else for Christmas, but I kind of just wanted it kind of done, you know. And then for my crochet project that is finished, for those of you who've been watching me will remember, I did a cat scarf that is actually based, oh my gosh, hold on you guys, my iPad just closed on me because, so here is how the scarf is supposed to look. So it's basically a long rainbow scarf that comes out of a cat that looks like he's throwing it up, and you can roll the scarf into his belly, in theory. But my daughter, my oldest daughter, wanted modifications. So when we made this for her, she wanted a tongue, she wanted teeth, which we have here. I don't know how well these teeth are going to hold up. I think I might have to reinforce them with some felt on the back. And then she wanted the scarf to be more puke colored, and then she wanted it to have dead things in it and fur balls. So I finally finished it. We put fur balls in. We put mouses, dead mouses in there. More fur balls. A dead goldfish. More fur balls. Another mousey. And then a fur ball. And then the kitty. And I know this is never going to roll back up and actually fit in the belly because we added too much to it. So what I did was, if you look in here, I added another goldfish to the inside of his belly. So there's one still in his belly. Because I made 2 goldfishes. And I realized I didn't really have room to put it on the scarf because everything was kind of spaced out pretty evenly. So I finished it. So if you guys think that's adorable, thank you so much. With all the modifications, it's not what was intended in the original pattern, but the pattern is really awesome. It's very easy to follow. So, and this is, I actually made a rainbow in the original colors. I think I'm one color short, but this fit really nicely into his belly when I rolled it up. So what I probably will do is make another body, just the way the pattern intended, and then just put that in my shop eventually. But again, I'm way too busy to do it now. But as you can see, there's a cute little body. He's got little hands here, cute little feet. And then there's his little ears and his whiskers. And if you want to look at the back of his little body, it's super cute. So, like I said, if you don't add embellishments, you can technically roll the whole scarf up and fit it into his belly, and it just makes him look like a fat little, kind of a stuffed animal. But again, we're never gonna, there's too much stuff on this scarf to actually put it in, so. But my daughter wanted it. She saw it on, I think on Pinterest, and was like, you gotta make this for me. And I'm like, cool, it's so cute. And then she made all the changes, so it's not quite as cute anymore, but I still love it. Okay guys, I almost forgot to share that I finished a sweater a couple of months ago, and I'll show pictures too. I have pictures of it hanging up on the mannequin because it's really hard to get the whole thing in here. But here's the bottom, and then here's the sleeves, and it's long sleeve. It's like a crop top sweater with longer sleeves. And this was in a yarn that I got in a Mary Maxim Crochet Club. But I didn't do the pattern they gave us because I didn't like any of the patterns. So what I did was I just did a pattern that would work with it. So I had to write down, I don't have a label, but it's Maypole Dk in the colorway Sail Away is what we got. And it was for the Mary Maxim Crochet Club. But here's the pattern so you can kind of get an idea of what it looks like. So it is a paid for pattern. I think I had to pay some money for it, but it was the only thing that I thought would work with the yarn. And so this is the same yarn but in a different colorway, so you can see how the sleeves work. And what else about this? Oh, because it's a DK pattern, like from DK. Sorry, since it's a UK pattern in DK, it's knit flat. So they knit the front flat, the back flat, sew it together, so the whole thing is seamed together, and the sleeves were knit flat as well, because it tends to be a thing with English patterns, you know, British patterns, that they do them flat and sew them up. So, and I didn't convert it to the round. I just did it as was, especially for this part because it had a pattern, and I didn't want to mess with adjusting it for the increases. So I did have to sew it all together, and I think I did a pretty okay job. So, and so that was another finish that I didn't get to show you guys because, you know, you finish it and you put it away, and oh, this was for me too. I've worn it a couple times. I did wash and block it, but it always has kind of this thick and thin crinkle look to it, and this is like that, a polyester yarn. So it's really soft, you know, but it kind of has that uneven stitch pattern to it when you look up close. Just the nature of the yarn. I think the only other thing I wanted to share was I got a really cute hook, a Christmas themed hook this year. So I wanted to show you that it's got Christmas lights, a chimney, and then Santa stuck in the chimney. Is that hilarious? And then there's this little stitch marker. This is from Sienna's Boutique, and I'll link her down below. But she always has a little hook in the back and a stitch marker, a matching stitch marker to go with. I really love this. I do use these. I usually do knife hold now, and they're perfectly lined up, and it stops my hands from hurting as long as you don't grab too tight, because there is lumpy bumpies here. So if anything, it would get you to loosen up so you don't hurt your fingers. But if you crochet at a normal grip, it really helps. It really helps with your wrist. And I love the fact that there's a matching stitch marker, because if I put this marker on my project, I know exactly which hook I was using. So I don't have to worry about what size hook, because if I look at this and say there's a Santa hat on this, then I know I used the Santa hook, and it's a G, and just grab it. So I'll link all her stuff down below. I think she might have her shop closed because she closes probably to get caught up in orders periodically. And it is Christmas, so her shop may not be open, but if you don't know about her, I'll link her down below. But I just had to share that I got a Christmas themed hook this year. I also got some Christmas yarn, but it hasn't shown up yet. So when that shows up, I'll show you guys. I got some Christmas yarn from an indie dyer. And I think that's it. So I just want to actually do a video where I got to share some of the stuff I'm working on, because I haven't done one in so long, and I'm so sorry. And if you guys want to share also, I'm going to try to keep up more on my Facebook group. I have a link for it down below. If you guys want to share what you're making, please post in the group, because I check in there, but then I don't, and then now I'm going to check in there regularly and keep up on it, and I want to see everybody's projects that you guys are making too, because, you know, I only get to show you what I'm making. I don't really get to see what you guys are making very often. It doesn't work both ways, but that's why I did the Facebook group. So don't be afraid to just post in there. It's perfectly okay, because all the posts in there really are mine, and it's just I kind of update the videos in there, or if I do, sometimes I'll do a giveaway, or I think I was planning on doing a giveaway for the Facebook only in the future, so you just might want to check in every once in a while. And feel free to post stuff, and so I can see it and I can comment. That would be super cool. And I think that's it. So, alright you guys, I hope everybody's having a good Christmas. Remember to take breaks, rest your hands. If you're crafting for Christmas, don't overdo it. Remember to enjoy the holiday. And I will talk to you later.